So today we get to hear from someone who moved from the COO role to the CEO role. And I have Aspen Noonan, the CEO of Elevate Holistics, to chat about the growth she's seen both not only in her career, but also in the company. So welcome to the show, Aspen.
Thank you so much. Quite the intro. I'm excited to be here and talk about what this path has been like for me and how to stay motivated and how to stay clear and just focused on the goal.
Yeah, cool. Well, normally we're talking to founders who are moving to the CEO role, which is a transition of itself. And I'm sure there's a lot of founders out there. This is the main reason I wanted to have you on, is because I want to hear about your journey and your story of this transition, because I know there's a lot of founders out there that are either thinking they want to move on and work on another project. They want to sell the company. There's various different storylines that can be happening. And they have a COO that they are looking at possibly bringing into the CEO role to succeed them.
Yeah.
So, thinking through that sort of lens, that's where I kind of want to start. And I thought what we could do to kind of kick this off is I wanted to read a post that you put on LinkedIn. It was about a month ago, and it talks about 1 year as a CEO. So here you go. Here it is. 1 year as a CEO. I walked in thinking I had it all figured out. That was naive, to say the least. I thought leadership meant knowing all the answers. It doesn't. This is kind of weird hearing your own stuff read back to
Right.
you, isn't it? It means asking better questions, listening harder, learning faster, and not pushing things off when the pressure gets to you. This past year has been the most humbling and transformative season of my life. Running a business is far from smooth, but here's what I've learned. The second you stop being a student, your business stops growing. Ego kills momentum. Curiosity and grit are what keep you in the game. I'm now a sponge, obsessed with learning, open to feedback, even when it stings, and more committed than ever to leading with empathy. To the entrepreneurs out here doing it all, just keep showing up. Being a CEO isn't just a title; it's a responsibility, and I carry with gratitude. Here's to year two. I think that's amazing, and I want to dive into all of that.
Let's do it. Thank you so much. It was quite the whirlwind of a year, as you could imagine. Like it said, walked in with all the confidence in the world. I've been at the company the longest. I was the longest standing employee. And I was like, give me the reins. I got this. Give it to me. And then 6 months in, I knew less that day than I did on my starting day.
Oh,
Somehow, because you learn so much and you lift the curtain and you realize what's behind them. And I've just learned so much. And it's been amazing, incredibly humbling, incredibly
so
humbling.
so when I read that post, what it makes me think is there was yeah, and maybe there wasn't, but maybe it makes me think there was a major event that happened, and it could have just been day one, but there was a major event that happened, or maybe a series of things that really blew your mind or really made you think in a new way. Was that the case? And if so, what were the main things you would pull out to make you switch and say, okay, yeah, I'm actually going to lead with empathy. I'm going to lead with humility, and because you have to go through stuff to change your thinking.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll back up a little bit. The same season that I became the CEO, I was 3 months postpartum. So I had actually just gotten back from maternity leave.
Wow. Okay.
And when I was the director of operations, I'm going to be honest, I was a hard ass. Like, I was a no
Mhm.
frills leader. Like, we get shit done. We work hard. We play hard. Obviously, we play hard. It's the
Yeah.
cannabis industry.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I was very much so business. Feelings are for later. Like,
Mhm.
we're going to work today.
Mhm.
And so, right when I became the CEO, I had also become a mother. And I just had this abundant amount of empathy for everyone. And I would give so many people so many chances. And I just felt like everyone was this baby that just wanted to grow and do their best. And so it was me that had changed. It wasn't anything in the business. I had come back a changed person
Wow.
and realized that leaders need empathy. Like, you are the leader of a family. Like, you're a matriarch in a way, saying
Mhm.
all of these people look up to you. Their livelihood is on the back of your success.
Mhm.
So you better come at it with a good attitude. And so that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay, so my intuition was right then. There was a major event, but
Yeah.
I would never have predicted that one. That was not in my I was thinking more like something internal in the company happened, like, something more business related, but that's even better. I mean, so was this your first child?
Yes, that's my first baby. She is now 1.5
Yeah.
ish, and I'm still just like this empathetic. I just feel like I have so much grace now, and before
Yes.
I'm a different person. I'll be honest.
Yeah, so all your downlines when you were COO are probably like, "Yeah, she doesn't know, she doesn't have kids." And now
They're like, thank God she had a kid.
yeah.
Thank
I'll
God.
tell you what, that first one really rocks your world. It really sets your whole world upside down, and it makes you think about your relationships in a new way.
Yeah,
It humbles you. I mean, you have the choice to accept that humility and live in a different way, but it really does. It sets you back, and you have to really look at the world with a new lens. And it's so cool that you had that happen almost perfectly in parallel with starting this new role,
yeah,
because you'll forever now look at your daughter and say, that's when I was changed because of you, but I also changed in terms of everything in my work world, which is a large part of our world.
yeah.
So that's really cool.
It was a really cool time, and in the moment, it felt obviously incredibly overwhelming, but confidence
Mhm.
and perhaps too much of an inflated ego got me to the position, and then getting there and being humbled at that exact same time by just like love and innocence and like just purity. I'm like, wow, we can mesh these things together and have balance in our leadership. And that's what I've done, definitely, is take a 360 in my leadership style.
I love
And
it.
everyone's grateful for it.
Well, now, so it doesn't sound like you had much of a planned transition internally in the company. But tell me, what was that transition like? Going from, I mean, was it planned or was it overnight? Like, hey, you're going to be CEO, or what did that look like?
It was planned, yeah. So
Okay.
before anyone in the, company at that time became with child, we were, the current CEO was set to go start another business, and the founder wanted to do something else. So he was a
Yeah.
founder turned CEO,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he wanted to move on to his next venture, and that is AI telemedicine. So very, very similar to what we do, and he's doing great there. And
Uh-huh.
he knew that around the same time, we didn't know an exact timeline, but somewhere in 2024 that I was going to become the CEO. We were both surprised by pregnancies.
Oh,
we were
wow.
we were both surprised, and so whenever his wife got pregnant, he was like, "Yeah, when the baby's born, we're going to transition you in, and then when the baby's born is when I go to the new company." And I was like, "Okay, perfect. I'll be back from maternity leave for a few months. I'll
Uh-huh.
be able to get my foot back into the swing of things."
Yeah.
And then his daughter was born 3 months early. So, while it was planned, it happened. I was meant to be back in position 6 months before taking over. I
Uh-huh.
was back in the position for maybe 24 hours
Yeah.
before taking over. So, it happened quickly, but it was still planned. It was sped up. And so, I think with having so much confidence and knowing I was the only person in the business that knew every single system, every single SOP
Yeah.
through every department, it was like, of course I can do it. Yeah, and I'm just wearing the baby, she's not doing anything. She was fine.
Yeah, yeah, it's funny. I mean, it's good that you look at it that way because, when we had our first, it was just it rocks your world in a lot of ways, and you just, I mean, I don't know, overthink a lot of things. When you have your second, it's like, this is we've done this before, and
Yes.
I think I tend to think that way where the baby's fine, like I can just keep
Yeah.
doing things. So it's good that you were able to just like pick it up and go.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm grateful for that. I'm
if
grateful.
if we look back a little bit further, just give a quick, like, brief summary of your road to COO,
Yeah,
in the company.
absolutely. So I started in 2020,
Okay.
uh, peak COVID, right? We all remember the fun times of
Mhm.
being at home. I was working part-time and opening up dispensaries in the Kansas City area, writing SOPs when I met the founder who had no employees. It was a one-man show, and he was like, "Hey, let's have you start helping patients and helping doctors with support." And I was doing paperwork, taking phone calls, booking appointments, getting through our getting people through our very spaghetti-armed process that was like, yes, it exists, but it's not systematized, yet. And I was the first employee. The company was seeing maybe a few patients a day, maybe 10 if we were having an
Uh-huh.
event. And it quickly grew to be a mega business. I mean, the founder at the time was absolutely crushing it on the field, making dispensary partners across the Midwest left and right. And so I actually made my first hire maybe 6 months after coming on board. And then after that, we hired 3 people and then we hired 5. And all of a sudden, I had a team of 30 people within a year. And I had just gotten the job, within 12 months myself. So it was a
Mhm.
lot of learning and learning how to manage people and how to interview, like really how to do everything. And so we were just learning it together, the founder and I. And it felt like co-founder, but he's most definitely the founder. He started everything and has done everything
Yeah.
a fantastic job and left the reins with me. And so before the COO, I was looking into every department, like the providers, the operations, the marketing. And it was nice to be able to pick the passion. I got to pick the path that made most sense.
Mhm.
My heart was in operations. I liked that if I did something, I could see the effects immediately. I liked that I could work with developers and make positive change and it wouldn't be a question mark in
Mhm.
marketing. You can put so much effort in and then it's like, we'll see. And I didn't love that. I still
Yeah.
don't. I still don't
Yeah.
love that, to be
No,
honest
no,
with
no.
you. I don't like it that much.
Yeah.
So it's my most difficult to manage. I'm always learning something, which is really cool. And I get a lot of great opinions and I get to
Mhm.
see what works and what doesn't. And that's really fun. But
Yeah.
regardless, it was just a lot of learning and creating and operations was the one I chose because I had the most impact and I was really
Okay.
big on I want to make meaningful change.
So, are you wired to be kind of naturally experimental where you like to test things and see how it works? Like logistically, so you can put your hands around it?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love a good A/B test, ABC test it, and then tell me the results and
Yeah.
follow the science. Like whatever the numbers say, I believe.
Yeah.
People can give me their opinions all day long, but give me some studies. I'm
Mhm.
there.
Okay, so is that mostly how you managed or is that a piece of how you managed on the operational side, coming up?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I would say, for emails, for example, in the operations, we have to make sure patients are getting their renewal emails and their renewal reminders and how are we contacting them? Are we texting them? Are we calling them? Are
Mhm.
we emailing, which
Mhm.
now in the cannabis space, we can pretty much only email and not even that heavily
Yeah.
to prepare. So we would say, okay, do we need to reach out 1 time, 2 times? Does it need to have pictures? Do they remember the name Elevate
Mhm.
Holistics or do they just remember they got their name? Or do they remember they got an online medical card? They're not sure who through. And so we would
Mhm.
test the names, text the frequency, test the calls versus text and say, who's coming back? Who's leaving good reviews? What made the patients happy? And okay, follow that. That's the answer. And I
Yeah.
I just loved how black and white it is.
Can
And
you
it's
just do a quick little sidebar and talk about Elevate Holistics? What is Elevate Holistics and who do you serve?
Yes, we should totally talk about that. Elevate Holistics is a telemedicine company that does online medical marijuana cards in 18 states.
Okay.
We have a 1, 2, 3 step process. No matter where you are, we systematized it. So I know no 2 states look the same, but we made the process simple. So you go online, book your appointment, fill out some forms, video chat with the doctor. And then where we come in is we do everything else. And a lot of telemedicine cannabis providers they provide and they set you off on your own. And we're kind of there. We call it full service. We're the full service effect. We do everything for you, see it through until the state actually gets you your medical card and you're able to purchase cannabis, whether that's having a support team or email 24/7 availability. Like we just wanted people to have a support option. And that's
Mhm.
kind of our unique selling point.
Love it. Okay, so back to your transition here. As you took on the role of CEO, what's the major hurdle that you had to jump over just out of the gates?
Learning our entire marketing department, who was running it, what they were running, how to budget, how to
Mhm.
test things. And that's still happening. I've been the CEO for a year now, and
Yeah.
marketing that we talked about before, it's the most difficult for me because it's such a guessing game and the
Mhm.
evidence is so minuscule or minor that I'm like, I don't know. It's still a fun guessing game and I do enjoy the creative around it. That's
Yeah.
exciting, but I just find more peace with the
Sure. The more black and white stuff. Yeah.
Right. And so I would say, yeah, that's still my biggie. I'm
Well,
still
so I'm curious then, because I'm a marketer and I kind of have a little bit of that background.
okay.
And I was actually just listening to someone talk about this the other day about this idea of creativity. It's hard to put your hands around, and you guys are probably both on the ad side where you're running ads, try to get new people in, and then you're not running ads.
We can't do ads in the cannabis
Okay, you
space.
can't. Yeah, all right, gotcha. So then most of your marketing is to people who have already signed up.
Yeah, it's people. So we do blogs, and we
Hmm.
hope that people learning information about cannabis are ready to get
Okay,
legal and convert. And then we also just do organic search optimization, SEO, trying to
SEO.
rank, get really good reviews, and
Hmm.
have referrals. Still our number one form
Yeah.
of acquisition is just tell your family and friends about us
Mhm.
so we can help you next year.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and I think that, obviously the SEO part is hard for a lot of people to get their hands around, because it does take a lot of consistency over time, and it's gotta build, and,
Yeah.
there are some wins you can get, kind of, earlier on in the short term, but,
Yeah. Like a
it's
solid
not
backlink.
it's not what's that?
Like a solid backlink. Like, those are
Yes,
black and white to me, like, we're on the
yeah,
website or we're not. Okay.
yeah.
I love it.
Exactly, yes, yeah, you can get your operational, mind around that, right?
Yes.
But then the back end of that, like the referral piece and building the
Ooh.
service to what you're doing, I think that if you brought an operational mindset to it and systematized as much of it as possible, in terms of the channels you're running, the content you're creating, and everything in between, and how you're talking, the message and how it all flows. I think that you will find that if you haven't already, that marketing becomes much more black and white.
What's the
Have you
plan?
started to see that? Like, I mean, I'm curious about like how you're taking your operational mindset and applying it, now in the CEO role, especially here in marketing. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
That is a great question, and honestly, it's through my ADHD brain of checklists and spreadsheets. Like, if
Okay.
I can see whatever is being
Hmm.
done, at least I know how to tell what the positive change is. And I think
Hmm.
for me also in marketing, it was getting really specific with what metrics I care about, because there are so
Yes.
many vanity metrics that didn't
Hmm.
matter, and people would pitch them to me as if they did.
Hmm.
And I'm like, you know, I don't mind how many sessions this random blog page has. I really
Hmm.
care about how many unique website visitors
Conversion.
are having, what's the conversion rate? Like,
Yeah.
those are the only two really things I care about now.
Yeah.
And it took me a minute to figure those two things out, but
Yeah.
just getting really specific with my scorecard metrics. And then you're right, systematizing everything. Like,
Hmm.
what are the blog names that we're releasing? What are the release dates? What are the keywords we're going for? Are we
Hmm.
trying to get backlinks to this? How many breadcrumbs are following, or can we track? And so it's helping, it's better,
Hmm.
but I think operations will always have a place in my heart. And so what I look for when I'm hiring someone in marketing, or to help, support me make these
Hmm.
decisions, I just really need someone that's solution oriented. Like, if you're
Hmm.
coming to me with problems, and I did this for the previous CEO as well when I was the COO, like, I'm coming to you with two options for a solution every time I have a problem. I will
Hmm.
never bring you a problem alone. If I don't have a solution, you're probably not going to hear about the problem for another few hours because I'm thinking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like,
Yeah.
I need support in a way that gives me options.
Yeah. So how has it been looking back now as CEO to I'm assuming you replaced yourself, with a COO, looking back
I
at that team
Yeah.
and the rest of the company now, because as you were the hard hitter before, now you're the, kumbaya.
Wow. I'm still deep within, but
Yeah,
I'm
that's right.
still here.
He's like, "Deep within, I'll still cut you."
Yeah. Right. In the nicest way, yes.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not working hard, love you, but
Yeah, that's right.
yeah, I'm still, I just have more empathy when I do it. Right?
Yes. You're like, "I know this is gonna hurt you, but I'm still gonna cut
But
you."
I'm still gonna do it. Love you. No, with the new, director of operations and how I view the role that I used to be in, sometimes it's actually pretty difficult because 'cause I'm like, "Oh, I wouldn't have done that," or like, "Okay." I might not have made that decision, but it works and
Mhm,
people like it and people are happy and the patients are happy. So okay.
mhm,
I'm happy to let people try things on their own and try new things. For example, our phone team, they're fully support. And so this new director of operations was like, "Hey, people are calling us to book appointments and they're questioning it. I think I want to start giving the team a little bit of sales training and helping them really book the call, like
mhm.
help them book on the phones as opposed to saying, "Yes, we're here to support you, like just go on the website."
Yeah,
And
right.
so really getting the team to learn a sales funnel,
Mhm,
that really wasn't on my radar. And so it is
mhm.
for her and I didn't know if it'd be a good idea. It's been amazing. Like
That's awesome.
80% of people that call us end up booking an appointment.
That's
I
amazing.
also think it's not due to convincing, it's just due to the fact that now our agents are just armed with
They're
information. Like,
actually helpful.
yeah, like you know
Yeah,
everything now.
yeah. And if you look at it from the customer's perspective, it makes total sense. You call, you want to get help and get the answer, and if you can
Yeah,
get that fully done, then why wouldn't you?
bring them home. Yeah,
That's
bring
right.
them home to us. And so it's the light bulb clicked. I'm like, it's a genius. I love it. Of
Yeah,
course, the operations should have a small sales team. And, we all have these new ideas and these new things. And being in
yeah.
a startup style business, we get to try them. So I do feel very grateful for that.
You bring up a good point because I think the parallel here is that a lot of founders have trouble at this second stage as they're scaling up to give over the reins to other, raise up other leaders in their because they say this is how I do it, this is how we should do it, and
Yeah.
to a large degree they're right. But a lot of times they need to let the next person do it at 80%, as they say,
Yep.
and fail and sort of make it their own or make it the company's more than the founders. And so it sounds like you're kind of going through a similar transition there with your previous role. This is how I would have done it. It's not doing it that way, but being open to that changing.
Yeah. I'm like, as long as are we solving something? We don't want to fix what's not broken, but also we want to just constantly be better. And so if someone's bringing something that's potentially better to the table, that can be like scary. Wow, I held this position for 4 years and here you are 6 months in saying we should have a sales team. You kind of start to think, "Oh my gosh, like did I miss something?" And so you just
Mhm.
have to really trust, no,
Oh,
you're really good at training people, you're really
yeah,
good at lifting people up, you've created a space where people can share their opinions and ideas.
yeah.
Let them. Let it happen.
That's a really interesting kind of twist to all that because you said, did I miss something? I think that's something to pull the thread a little bit because there's a personal, I don't know, responsibility there, and you're like, I think of myself in this certain way, and that I had again, I have most of the answers, maybe not all of
Uh,
them,
you
and
figured out them all.
I'm doing really well, but then this person comes along with a completely new thing that's probably going to work, and I really need to let them run with it. But
Mhm.
that reflects on the fact that I didn't have that idea, and so does that mean I wasn't as good or I'm not as good? And that's a whole other mind shift to have as well.
Yeah.
Have
The
you dealt with that?
entrepreneurial the entrepreneurial journey, I would say, is as much spiritual as it is physical. Like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
are learning about yourself and your ego and your tolerance
Mhm.
for anything just as much as you're learning about problem solving and being a
Yeah.
leader. So, absolutely, it's a kick to the ego, but then, if you're a person like me and you do kinda need to feed your ego, you can say, "Okay, well, I trained them and I created a space to assist them with their ideas, and, like,
Yeah.
I'm doing a good job. Like,
I'm
let's
still in
go and
control.
let's go forward." But I love that people, wanna share their ideas with me, and now I even do that with our sales team and with our operations team. I'm like, "If
Yeah.
anyone ever has an idea, hey, this could be 5 seconds faster. Hey, this could
Mhm.
be easier. This would make patients happier. Tell me. Like, please tell me so we can do it. I just
Yeah.
wanna be as good as possible."
Yeah. That's awesome. Okay, I think we looked at the hurdle side or the negative side of things. What's something that has positive that's happened that you're like, "Wow, I didn't expect this, and I'm really glad this happened."
Such a great question. I would say so a huge pivot in the cannabis industry right now is partnerships and dispensaries partnering with telemedicine providers. So in a
Okay.
lot of states, they can no longer partner with us because it's a conflict of interest. Like,
Mhm.
the person giving someone the drugs can't also license them to get the drugs.
Mhm.
And that used to be the case. And so we're getting to be creative and find other ways to work with people and work around. And so something that's positive that's come out of it for me is being able to meet people industry adjacent, like not
Mhm.
necessarily the cannabis industry or not necessarily dispensary partners, but seeing how our business can apply and work in other ways, not only just to pivot, we're going to do the same thing. We want to do online medical cards, but who else can we work with that wouldn't be a conflict of interest? What else can we do? And right now that's affiliates. We're really getting into like the bud tender realm, the affiliates of like, this is kind of an influencer in the industry. This is kind of a bigger person. And so let's have them make money off of
Mhm.
getting people medical cards. And I've learned even in the past few months, there are people's full-time jobs that are affiliates for different companies. They'll make whole websites, they'll
Mhm.
run advertisements, and they're full-time affiliates for other businesses, which is genius and amazing. And I can't believe I didn't think of it. But I'm like,
Mhm.
cool, now how do I connect with more of you? And so getting to like
That's right.
pivot and learn new things based off of how the industry is changing, it's really fun.
That's awesome.
It's
Um,
really fun.
if you were to just speak directly to founders or current CEOs that are maybe looking to do what your CEO did and step out for one reason or another,
Yeah.
what would you say to them to, give them some advice on this person that's coming up to succeed them?
I would absolutely get them a business coach. I would not be where I'm at today without a weekly business coach. I've had a business coach
Okay.
since I've had one for 4.5 years. I
Yeah.
had an operations business coach when I was the director of operations. And now as the CEO, I have a business development coach. But I would
Yeah.
say empower your leaders with education, send them to courses, send them to retreats, send them to events, train them up, and not even just yourself, like get people in their corner that will give them different opinions, even confidential opinions that you don't
Mhm.
need to hear about,
Mhm.
and just help them grow as people and as leaders, and then they'll come back to you even better. I would say 50% of the growth wasn't from my direct boss, the previous CEO. It was from all of these people that he put around me and all these
Mm.
retreats that I was sent to. And he would have us do a book club. We would have a monthly book club and we would read a new book every single month. We've read Hug Your Haters. We've read The Goal. We've read, and even like crazy things. We read one about like World War II. We're just always learning and
Yeah.
absorbing. So I would say find 3 to 4 people you think could take on this role, and like whoever wants to step up to the plate, if you're offering these growth opportunities, the people stepping up to them are the people that are capable of the role.
Yeah.
He offered this to people. Not everyone read the book. Some people just showed up to book club not ready. Some people would not go to the business coach's calls, and that wasn't me. I
Yeah.
was ready to learn.
Okay. So he was offering all of the resources internally, and then you took him up on it.
Oh yeah.
Was he putting the book club together?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that. I think that's really cool. It's a really great way to build culture as well because you're allowing those leaders who need to be the next, in your company to surface, but you're also building culture at the same time.
Yeah, it was great, and it was kinda cool. "Okay, on this chapter, this was your opinion," and I'm like, "I didn't understand. I didn't get that at all."
Yeah.
And so the book, The Goal, that was a fun one that we did recently. What I'll ask you, what do you think the goal of the company is?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it's to make money.
Okay, that was the entire book.
Yeah. I
That
mean,
was the point of the entire book, and so it was really confusing for people. We were
yeah.
like, is the goal to get more phone calls? Is the goal to make the patients really happy? Is the
Yeah.
goal to get the best Trustpilot reviews? And no, the goal is to be profitable here.
Yeah.
So
It's funny. That's good. I'm glad you brought that up because as a side tangent, I've had a lot of people on the podcast, founder CEOs, but a lot of experts and strategists and consultants and those kind of people. And I think if you ask that question in that room of people, you get a lot of sort of fractured answers. All
yeah.
of them saying to make money is the sort of net, no pun intended, answer. But like a lot of them would say, well, profit is the number one goal, and someone would say, well, revenue, and some would go on and on about the different fractured ways you can look at money. But at the end of the day, I think that's why I love working with founder CEOs because they are the ones that started it. they grew it to this, this stage that they're at now, and they're raising up leaders. So they're having to do all of these things that are brand new to them,
Yeah.
to the nature of this show, Exploring Growth. It's like they had to go from an idea to launch, and then they had to start building a team and start giving over those responsibilities and not trying to control it, and then raising up leaders like yourself that are in higher positions that can, execute the vision of the company and
Yeah.
step away. I mean, there's so much growth personally that has to happen for all that to come together financially,
Yeah.
that I think the book club is such a great idea, because that's where you're going to learn about yourself and how it applies to. It's not about necessarily knowing the business tactic as much as it is knowing how you're approaching the business at that moment.
Absolutely. That reminds me of a quote from one of my business coaches. He says, "You could be in the trees or you can go up into a helicopter and look at the forest.
Mhm.
You've got to pick. Are you going to be in the trees today or are you going to
Yep.
be looking at the
And you got to
forest?"
do both.
You got
Yeah.
to be able to switch in and out
Yeah.
and, get on the ground and help fight off, bad guys. But then
Yeah.
also, you can't really fight a fire from the ground. You need a
Yeah.
helicopter with like a big hose
Yeah,
coming down.
there's like these little insects you can't even see, like the pin of a needle, that are will take out forest. And
Yes.
so at some point you gotta land your helicopter, get down, figure out that that's happening, get in the dirt and eradicate them, put a system in place to eradicate them. Then you can go back to your helicopter at some point, but it's not all just riding around the helicopter.
It's not all views up here.
No. Okay, let's switch that for a second then, as we wrap this up. If you're talking to other operators, other COOs that have the opportunity potentially to move to another company or inside their company, what would you
Yeah.
say to them about kind of setting or creating a path to CEO?
Well, to get a bit hippy dippy, I would say get really specific on exactly what you want to do and
Yeah.
start picturing the decisions that that person would make. Like, if I were the CEO today, what would I do differently? If
Mhm.
I were the founder of this business, what would I have changed? Do experiments with yourself. What would I have named this company? Write 5 different names
I
down.
love that. Yeah.
Like, what be an owner. Like, first be an owner, and then once you feel it within yourself, this is why I call it hippy dippy, others start to see it in you.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you lose weight, you lose 5-10 pounds, only you notice. You lose 20-30, people are saying something. And so start with it, start from within, read the
Mhm.
books, take on the idea of being the founder, like pretend you're the CEO. What would you do differently today? And then when you're in that one-on-one setting, show off, like show how much weight you've been lifting at the gym, show them what you've learned, tell them
Yeah.
your new ideas, come with problems, yes, that you're having that you need solving, but then also come with some solution options. And within a year or two, guaranteed, they're going to pick your solution option every time. Like, eventually I would come with my 2 solutions. That was always my thing. Like, I'm never going to come with a problem. And he would say, okay, well, we're going to do this solution instead. Eventually he was like, yeah, pick one, do it. And I was like, okay, let's go.
I
Let's
love
do
that.
it. So yeah,
That's
start
great.
with within.
That's great advice, because I would agree. You need to actually demonstrate what's in your head. Like, you got to get it outside of your thinking or your reading and get it into your hands and start working it and get some feedback. And that's where you're going to really start to see things come to life and start to own that material much more.
Yeah, maybe like show your work, like they
Yeah.
say in school, show your work. Okay, well,
Hmm.
if you think you could be the CEO in your head,
Hmm.
show me. Let's
Yeah.
see it. Let's see it. And so I was always like, here's what I've got,
Uh-huh.
misconfidence. And now I'm like going back to him and I'm like, okay, I'm doing all these things. Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, what do I do
Yeah.
next? And he's like, you've got this. You've done it before. And I'm like,
Uh-huh.
yeah, true. Thank you for
Yeah.
that.
It's amazing. This is great conversation. I've struggled to not reference Biggie Smalls talking about not getting high on your own supply the whole
Oh
time.
my
But
gosh.
do you ever have that problem going against the great philosopher?
Oh, we all do. We all do. We all kind of we struggle in this industry to balance between medicinal use and recreational use and
Yeah.
what's the line and when do you scale
Yeah.
back? For me, I think it's healthy for every business owner to do it a little bit, feel the
Uh-huh.
creative side, get the
Uh-huh.
creative juices flowing. But when it's full time and you're living in a headspace of grogginess and you haven't had a new idea in 3 months, "Oh, maybe let's set it down." So
Yeah.
it happens to the best of us, I'm gonna be honest. It's an amazing plant,
Yeah.
okay?
Yes, it is. Well, this is awesome. Thanks so much for coming on and sharing your ideas and your story. I know it's gonna help a lot of people because there's a lot of people in this situation. So thanks a lot.
Thank you, and I love to mentor, love to give out
Cool.
my free advice for whatever it's worth, so
Yeah.
feel free to reach out to me and we can talk, hang out, meet at tell me what events you're going to, we'll meet at some events. I just
Yeah.
love growing my network and honestly even just building relationships. I feel like
Mhm.
it used to be a networking thing, but now it's just like, "Oh, I genuinely wanna know where people are coming from and what they've learned so I
Yeah.
can learn their lessons without taking 6 years to do so."
Yeah.
Tell me everything you've learned.
I feel that. I feel that. If
Yeah.
people wanna find you, where can they find you? Here on LinkedIn or your
Yeah,
website or
I'm on
where?
LinkedIn, Aspen Noonan.
Okay. Yeah, I tagged you in the comments because I forgot to tag you in the title, but, it's there. But yeah, that's cool. What about your website? What's the website again?
Elevate-holistics.com, and anyone that wants to book an appointment or check out the partnerships tab to become a partner and help their patients either stay legal or get legal, feel free to do so. We have an affiliate tab as well. If you want to make money off getting patients legal, come work with us, come hang with us, come get legal with us.
I
We're
love
fun.
it. Alright, this is cool. This was fun. Thanks for coming on, and we'll have to have you back.
Thank you.